Now, in 2010, the BNP campaigned against, quote, the immigrant invasion of our country. And you're part of that invasion.
Precisely. Because the reason is the BNP had to change. The BNP, if it wants to be a British national party, has to stop talking about 1930s ideas, which are ridiculous. And I invite anybody who's a nationalist in this country to watch the Battle of Britain and to watch a series, a very good series done by Thames Television about the history of the war.
No, we've seen all.
And to understand what British nationalism has to be about. It's not promoting of a continuity of a ridiculous set of ideas, but to start thinking about what is in the best interest of Britain.
But are you saying that you're not anti-immigrant anymore?
We talk about illegal immigration. That is the one bone of contention. Illegal immigration is the issue. People who are legally entitled, like me, to be in this country are not the issue.
But the BNP's national policy is to offer generous grants, quote, to those of foreign descent resident here, foreign descent, not illegal, those of foreign descent resident here who wish to leave permanently.
If they want to.
How much would how much would it take to send you back to Uruguay?
I would say to you, if people want to make that choice, they can make it. But there's no argument that people who are legally entitled to be here have the right to be represented, have the right to participate.
So if we were to have a whip round to entice you to go back to Uruguay, how much would we raise?
Well, you have to raise a lot of money because I established my family in the UK. My 3 children are born in London, and I've been here for almost a quarter of a century. And I say the reason I came here is still valid, and I love this country, and I want to represent it, and I want to put an end to the sort of chauvinism, 1930s chauvinism, that is not the solution for Britain's problems.
Yeah, but the fact is that immigration is your party's raison d'etre. That's what you go on about more and more. I mean, I've got your full policy here. I won't go all the way through it. People will find it strange that someone who is an immigrant, who has done well in this country, who is part of the reason why people think immigration overall has been rather a good thing for Britain, particularly for London, is representing a party that would send you back if it had half a chance.
I will say to you, the problem in this country, and it's a situation that all political parties, including the Conservatives, the Labour Party and Lib Dems, agree, is the issue of managing immigration. It's not the issue of stopping people coming here, because that will never happen, because it's not part of any modern country. Countries, when they get cultured people who have something to give to the country, benefit from it.
So do you agree?
What I'm saying is, if you have, for example, a country like UK that has no control of its borders, because basically the immigration policy is being influenced by being a member of the European Union, I say to you, we have a country, we have elected authorities. Our authorities should be running our immigration policy, not Europe.
Yeah, but you know, your party, I mean, there's a kind of sense that I get that you're a kind of fall guy, you're a front man for this party, because you represent a party, you don't say it yourself, you represent that would stop all new immigration.
That is not true at all.
That's your national
and
BNP policy. You would reject all asylum seekers.
But I will say to you, the issue of asylum seekers is about bogus asylum seekers and illegal immigrants. And we have, for example, a border authority that just confessed that they are not able to manage the number of people coming into this country.
Sure, but that's different from saying no more immigration. If we had that law today, no more immigration, you wouldn't, and you try to come, you wouldn't be allowed in.
I will say to you, that is not the policy of the BNP.
Really? Well, I think you should go and read it, because it is their national policy. These islands off the coast of Argentina, what do you call them?
Falklands.
Not the Malvinas?
Not the Malvinas, they are Falklands. And you know why? In 1982, there was a dictator in Argentina, Leopoldo Fortunato Galtieri. Argentina was going down the drain.
Oh, we know all that. Who did you support in 1982?
I supported Britain.
So this story that's been put about that you tried to sign up for the Argentinian forces.
No, thank you very much for this opportunity. True? And I will tell you what. No, it's not true. I was working for the state education system. I was a teacher of mathematics throughout the whole year. I didn't move away from Montevideo. I was studying the English language at the American Institute, a dependency of the American Embassy. I was studying journalism, and I had absolutely nothing to do with it. What is more?
Why such a well-educated, rounded person, then, as you seem to come across, representing the BNP in this election?
Because I do believe that there's a need of change in British politics. There's too much talking
Why don't you join UKIP?
Well, I will say to you, I give you an idea. David Cameron said that BNP is a far-right party, and Norman David said it's a far-left party. And I said jokingly, we must be somewhere in the middle. I say the point is that some of the policies...
If you listen to the French election that we've been talking about, Marine Le Pen and Mr Mélenchon on the far left, they're saying quite a lot the same thing.
No,
so that doesn't rule it out.
No, they are not saying quite a lot of the same thing.
Right.
When I say public services must be public services, and one of our policies is to stop the automation of the underground and to maintain the principle that we need to protect public services. That is not a far-right cry, that is a socialist principle, which is you must protect public services and workers must be protected.
But whatever you stand for ain't working, is it? You're at 1% in the polls at the moment.
I will say to you, the issue of percentages is not an issue. The issue in British politics is participation. This is the first time. This is practically the first time that I appear with you and have the chance to talk about politics during this election. Because in all the debates, in all the hustings that have taken place, including the ones organized by the BBC, the ones by the Evening Standard, no BNP representative has been allowed to be there.
Well, you've had your say today, but we've also run out of time.
And you might have the crisis of too many Spaniards, including Michael Portillo.
He's a phony Spaniard. We don't really bother with him. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming here today.